Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Excellency, the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, affirms that investments at Sultan Haytham City exceed 1 billion Omani riyals and will have a positive impact on the national economy. The Oman Cybersecurity Conference discusses privatizing cyber solutions for operational technology and launches the first initiative to qualify job seekers in the cybersecurity sector. And local and government efforts continue to restore services in the affected areas across the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome to our news center. Those are the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The investments at Sultan Haytham City are exceeding 1 billion Omani riyals and will have a positive effect on the national economy and the growth of real estate and construction sector. That was affirmed by His Excellency Dr. Khalfan bin Saeed al-Shaili, Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, in a dialogue session at the Ministry of Economy. The session came under the theme, the economic dimensions of Sultan Haytham City and urban development projects. His Excellency, the Minister, stressed that Sultan Haytham City is one of the most important major projects to develop the style of cities in the Sultanate of Oman. He also added that an economic consultant was appointed to study long-term economic indicators, including total cost and returns, in conjunction with the allocation of the urban consultant to real estate projects in the city's neighborhoods. With an aim to set a framework that leads the best and most efficient cybersecurity programs in the sector, the 4th Oman Cybersecurity Conference was organized. More details coming up in the following report. The agreement on a set of organizational frameworks that can be used to build upon the launch of the National Strategy for Active Defences and leads to the best and most efficient cybersecurity programs in the sector is considered the main goal of the 4th Oman Cybersecurity Conference under the theme Cybersecurity Revolution in the Telecommunications Sector, which was held in Muscat in collaboration with the Cyber Defence Centre, the Advanced Cybersecurity Academy, Oman Data Park, and a wide participation of experts and specialists in the field.
Today in the cybersecurity conference, we're talking about the different opportunities in this sector. Oman has a competitive advantage when it comes to the human capital, which can be utilized efficiently to create an industry.
The conference discussed the customization of cybersecurity solutions for operational technology, monitoring these technology assets and securing them fully, and giving the attendees an opportunity to present practical analysis of decision-making mechanisms that are faster and smarter, along with setting common priorities for various partners in this vital sector to secure the transition from a reactive state to a proactive one in facing threats and adopting a zero-trust security model.
This conference today is going to address the issue from the perspectives of the challenges that is faced in the telecommunication sector, as well as the opportunities that are brought by the cybersecurity industry sector, where we have witnessed countries addressing this seriously in their national agenda in order to promote cybersecurity industry innovation and develop local solutions to ensure digital sovereignty, as well as to ensure the support of establishment of SMEs within every country, so that products are localized to better protect the telecommunication infrastructure as well as all the other critical national infrastructure in the country.
During this conference, the Cyber Defence Centre and the Advanced Cybersecurity Academy, in cooperation with the National Employment Programme, launched the first initiative to train job seekers in the cybersecurity sector and also opened a cybersecurity exhibition with the participation of several companies working in the sector. The Supreme Judicial Council opened the lab for preparing the first operational plan 2024 through 2040 with the participation of more than 300 participants from 36 entities. During the laboratory, operational plans will be developed for 27 different projects included in the plan, divided into 9 axes in the areas aimed at developing an innovative work environment. The laboratory comes in light with the establishment of a new phase of construction and development and to be on the basis of implementing the strategic directions of the Supreme Judicial Council and its operational programs. The competent authorities in North Al-Batina Governorate, namely the Royal Oman Police, the Governor Office and other government institutions, are intensifying their efforts to restore basic services and address the impact of the recent weather conditions. The main roads and many basic services have been restored in the wilaya of Saham, Al-Khabura and Aswaiq, while efforts continue to restore roads and basic services in rural and mountainous areas. The Royal Navy of Oman, in cooperation with the Coast Guard of Royal Oman Police, aided citizens and residents in the wilaya of Khasab, namely from Kumzar village, in returning to their places of residences after the recent severe weather conditions have subsided. Meanwhile, the Royal Air Force of Oman conducted a rescue for a family stranded by an overflowing wadi in the wilaya of Mahout in the governorate of Al-Wusta. The family was evacuated to one of the shelters and that are dedicated to receive both citizens and residents during emergency and severe weather conditions. Still to come in our news bulletin, an exhibition showcasing the cultural and historical aspects of the wilaya of Adam is organized. Welcome back to the news bulletin. And Indonesian authorities raised the alert level of Sulawesi's Mount Ruang to the heights and issued a tsunami warning after volcanic activities spiked late on yesterday. They said in a statement today, yesterday's dramatic eruption on a remote island in the province of North Sulawesi threw a fiery red column of lava, incandescent rock as much as 3 kilometers, which is around 2 miles, into the sky. At least 800 people in North Sulawesi province were evacuated from the area, with authorities widening the evacuation zone further after the country's volcanology agency raised the alert status. Purple flashes, lightning rent in the sky above erupting volcano videos on social media have shown. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi attacked the United States for earlier blocking United Nations resolutions calling for a ceasefire in Gaza after meeting with his counterpart in Indonesia. The Chinese and Indonesian Foreign Minister reiterated the country's calls for an immediate and a long-lasting ceasefire in Gaza after meeting in Jakarta today, condemning the humanitarian cause of Israel's ongoing war against Hamas. The U.S., together with Egypt and Qatar brokered a brief ceasefire earlier. That the war included some swaps of hostages taken by Hamas and other armed resistance groups in return for Palestinian prisoners held by Israel, and has sought to bring about a new deal. But the US voted a number of proposed UN Security Council ceasefire resolutions because they didn't tie the calls directly to the release of the Israeli hostages or condemn Hamas' attack that prompted the war, before allowing a resolution to pass with an abstention in late March. The meeting took place on the second day of a 6-day tour, during which Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi will also visit Papua New Guinea and Cambodia. Russian shelling killed one person in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region today, Ukrainian authorities said. In Selidov, about 20 kilometers from the front, one person died and a private home was destroyed during Russian bombardment. They said that in total, the Russians fired 17 times at settlements in the Donetsk region over a day, adding that 27 people were evacuated from the front line. The Sultanate of Oman joined the world countries in celebrating World Heritage Day, which falls on April 18th annually under the theme Discover and Experience Diversity. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism places great attention to preserving heritage through documenting and restoring historical and archaeological sites, in addition to conducting archaeological excavations and recording discovered artifacts. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism strives to promote sites globally and prepare such sites for potential investment. The ministry has registered approximately 36,000 archaeological sites, while the number of historical monuments exceeded 3,500. The Administration of Heritage and Tourism in Dakhiliya Governorate, in cooperation with the Office of the Wali of Adam, inaugurated today an exhibition showcasing glimpses of antiquities in the Wilaya of Adam. More details in this report by Saleh Al-Rahbi.
The exhibition, Glimpse into the Wilaya of Adam Antiquities, showcases the cultural and historical significance of the Wilaya of Adam and acquaints the local community as well as antiquities enthusiasts with the archaeological discoveries obtained during the joint excavations conducted by the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism in collaboration with foreign archaeological missions.
As the Administration of Heritage and Tourism in Dakhiliya Governorate has organized this event in cooperation with Adam's Wali's office to enhancing heritage tourism in Governorate. It includes a field trip, workshop and photo gallery.
The exhibition features archaeological discoveries from 3 archaeological sites in the Wilaya of Adam, including bronze weapons, arrowheads, daggers, and axes that date back to the Iron Age, found at the Al-Madmar archaeological site. The exhibition also displays a vast collection of ancient artifacts, including rock drawings found at the Ras al-Jabal site and tombs dating back to the early Bronze Age and the late Iron Age, discovered at the Fort archaeological site. The Ministry of Heritage and Tourism has made great efforts to preserve these significant archaeological treasures for the benefit of future generations. From the Wilaya of Adam, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Al-Dakhiliya Governorate.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we leave you here tonight's main point once again. His Excellency the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning affirms that investments at Sultan Haytham City exceed 1 billion Omani riyals and will have a positive impact on the national economy. The Oman Cybersecurity Conference discusses privatizing cyber solutions for operational technology and launches the first initiative to qualify job seekers in the cybersecurity sector. And local and government efforts continue to restore services and of the affected areas across the Sultanate of Oman. With that, we do come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it is good night, stay safe and have a lovely weekend.